Hello everybody and welcome. It's me, Shin Megami X. I know it's been a long time and I know you guys have been waiting for this for ages, but I'm going to give you this right now. This is Tomb Raider PlayStation 3 game review hosted by me, Shin Megami X. Okay, let's get into this straight away. Alright, straight away, one of the few things I like about this game, well, many things I like about this game I should say, is the fact that the way you can explore the environment and the way the cutscenes are integrated with the live action gameplay. And what I'm talking about is what you're seeing right about now, as you go to a certain bit and then it'll go to a cutscene that doesn't really deter you away from the action of what's going on inside the game. This game, there's many things for you to do, many ways, many things you can explore, many side paths, and many ways you can die. There's loads of time for you to just stop and view the amazing graphics that, you know, the developers are putting into this game. There's a lot of time and energy you see that they put into this game, which I think they've done really effectively. There's also, like, you get this adrenaline rush when playing through the game, because as you can see at the moment, you're always at the brink of death, whether it's climbing over a cliff, scaling through ropes. You're always at the brink of death. Like, there's not one moment where your heart is not in your throat. What else I also like about this game is that you have to somewhat use your mind. It's not just like one of those basic hack and slash games where you can more or less button mash your way through the game. No, this game requires you to implement strategy. When I'm talking about strategy, for example, lighting your torch lighting your torch on a fire to see that you can see in the dark, shooting arrows through fire to create explosions, basically using your head to fight enemies who are quite, in a sense, physically stronger than you. What I do like is I like the spin as well that they put on the main protagonist, in this case Lara Croft. It's not the traditional Tomb Raider that we all know. What this is a prequel, like an origin story, showing Lara Croft in how we all learned to grow and love her. And what I'm talking about is essentially the Lara Croft we all know is like brave, bold, and fearless. But this Lara Croft, as you see, like, she goes through several emotions as she's becoming the Lara Croft that we all know and love. So, like, for example, when she has to implement her first kill, as you're seeing at this very moment, like, she's very emotional about it, but then she has to quickly adapt to be able to get used to killing. So it becomes second nature for her. What I do like is that this game is also somewhat realistic as well, as in, for example, if you drop from a certain height, you will essentially just die. Not like in most games where you lose a large amount of health and then you slowly recover. That element is in this game, but it's mediated, if that makes sense. What I also like as well is I also like the quick time events that are in this game, and we all know how I feel about quick time events. You know, I think they're not just like thrown into it; they're integrated very well as with the cutscenes. So the gameplay is broken up, which in some cases is a bad thing, but also it's a good thing because it also keeps the user engaged whilst watching the epic and dynamic cutscenes that you see throughout.
Sam's pack.
What I also think is particularly effective in this game, I think this game has a very interesting storyline, as in this case, Lara Croft is trapped on an island and she has to fight for her survival, as in the case of all the previous Lara Croft games, but I think this one has done it very well, is in terms of getting the user engaged in the emotional side and the physical challenges that this island has to take you through. Along this island, you don't have to follow just a simple linear path. What else you follow, you can go through like different side missions, there's loads of side events and quests and different achievements for you to gain. So this game is surely to keep you entertained for hours, and it has a lot of playback incentive. So once you complete the game, you might even want to play certain bits of it again. You have chapter selection where you can select specific missions that you enjoyed, so you can rewatch the cutscenes, get more involved in the storyline. There's also an online mode in this game, which I find is very similar to Assassin's Creed, where you run around and you assassinate people, you kill your enemies and
Let's see if this thing still works. Just remember Roth's training.
You can have the best form and technique in the world, but it won't mean a thing if you can't focus. The key to using any weapon is focus.
So hungry. I need to find something to eat. sorry.
You know what, guys? Another great feature about this game is the integratedness in terms of where you can save the game, because there's various base camps in this game where you can find throughout your travels, throughout your adventure. They'll just be plotted in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of funny and a bit ironic in some ways. But in these camps, not only do you save the game like quite frequently so you don't lose your progress, they're like checkpoints, but you can also visit previous chapters in the game that you didn't feel like you done so well in, so you can get a better rank, get a better like score on online leaderboards. So that's a great thing as well. You can also use this time to upgrade your weapons and stuff. So yes, it's like an RPG/adventure game again, which is always good, and we all know that everybody loves an RPG. Who doesn't love a game where you can upgrade things? Okay. And another thing that's great about this game is that all the exclusive downloadable content that has been dished out. And when I'm talking about downloadable content, what we have here is not just standard like different costumes and stuff that you see in other games such as Naruto. What you have that's specifically unique about this game is that all the downloadable content is like enables co-op play. So it enables you and your friend like to sit next to each other and play the game together. So like, you know, remember back in the old days where you could sit down together and bang out a game rather than having it as like an EA server where, you know, you're playing with each other all online. So like, you know, the original gameplay is back, man.
Everything I've taught you, Lara. You're ready for this. And keep your radio on.
Okay.
Alright, now into the review aspect of everything, guys. Considering all the factors that this game has brought to us, Tomb Raider for PlayStation 3, 2013 and Xbox 360 is a fantastic game that brings you stunning graphics considering it's made by Square Enix. That's a natural given. What else I think this game does well is very dynamic in terms of the gameplay. So you have quick time events, you have integrated cutscenes, an epic storyline which is sure to keep the user engaged, as well as side missions that you can go off and do things. You also have playback incentive to, like, you know, achieve a better rank. The online features are great. So it's very much similar to Assassin's Creed where you run around, shoot and kill things. There's loads of other ancillary things for you to do during the game rather than following a linear structure, a linear path of completing the storyline from beginning to end. You can tackle the game in very many various ways, depending on how your style of gameplay. Lara Croft, compared to the previous titles, is like essentially watered down, but the reason for this is that it's a prequel. And so you see Lara Croft developing into the character, the ruthless killer that we all know to grow and love, as you can see by the emotion that is portrayed and shown through the very first kill that you go in the game, and then it progresses to see that she becomes, like, you know, a merciless killer. So with all these things aside, I'd give the game a good solid 8.5 out of 10. And my reason for that are as follows: great graphics, great story, great gameplay, side missions, downloadable content, multiplayer capabilities, online capabilities, and considering where we are in the gaming industry, what more can you ask for a game of this genre? So in my opinion, that's my review, guys. 8.5 out of 10. So let me know what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe, follow my Twitter fan page at Shin Megami Squad X. And yeah, as always, people, take care and peace.